Meantime, let's bring in constitutional attorney and Fox News contributor Jonathan Turley. Professor, it's always great to have you on. I hope the holidays served you well. It's interesting to me because I'm reading your blog, and I know it's about to drop on foxnews.com, but you have Justice Gorsuch. We're talking about Title 42. You have Justice Gorsuch, who says the law is very clear down there that Title II needs to end. And then you have John Roberts, the Chief Justice, who also is a conservative, is now willing to buy some time, is willing to buy a little bit of time for the Biden administration and keep this kind of brewing until early next year. What are your thoughts on how this whole thing is working out?
Well, the fight in the court is really fascinating. It's a fight between the ultimate pragmatist, Chief Justice John Roberts, and the ultimate purist, which is Neil Gorsuch. You know, I testified at his confirmation hearing, and I told the Senate at that time that Gorsuch is entirely motivated by principle. It's one of the things I respect about him. He views politics as outside his domain. And what he said here was, we're playing politics, that you know, the administration is really sort of incoherent as to what its position on the border is. Gorsuch agrees that the situation is really horrific, but you know, the administration has said that the COVID crisis was over, and then it says that it's not, and they say different things in different areas. But Gorsuch said, I don't see how we could sustain Title 42 just because we think it's necessary to avoid this crisis.
And you went on to say that you don't believe that Chief Justice John Roberts is wrong for extending this. But then again, isn't the Supreme Court about the law? Isn't it about the black and white aspects of the law and not about policy and setting forth policy down the road?
Yeah, I think that, you know, what John Roberts is doing here is that he's really sort of falling back to his default position. He tends to be an incrementalist. He's kicking this down the road. He's going to let the court consider, his colleagues to consider the merits of this question, and then they'll rule sometime after February. In many ways, this is the best possible scenario for the Biden administration. The president was able to tell his core base that he's fighting to end the Remain in Mexico policy, when in reality they really didn't want that to happen. You know, they're facing a catastrophic situation on the border. It is, you know, you can say that the border is not open, but when people see these images of hundreds of people walking across that border, they're going to believe their eyes and not what you're telling them. And I think Democrats are also beginning to voice their views now that there isn't a plan here, and we're really getting worse by the day.
And I got to go, but you're exactly right. You look at these pictures here and you point out that we talk about Title 42 all the time. What about enforcing the actual law along the border? Federal law says it is a crime to cross that border, and it is not being enforced by anybody.
That's right, and that's what Gorsuch is saying. He's saying, look, solve the problem. Don't come to the Supreme Court and ask us to engage in a fiction. Solve the problem. If you have an unsecure border, I'm putting words in his mouth, but essentially secure it, work the problem within Congress, not the courts. And I think that's the thrust of his opposition.
Professor, Happy New Year. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.